is A Rocha all about for those who've never heard of it before?
So A Rocha is a Christian environmental organization, in a snapshot. But we're really all about like connecting people to nature and inspiring them to care, but seeing it also as a big part of it is helping Christians see it as being a big part of what we're called to do as part of our time here on earth, I guess. So yeah,
Pretty
that's
remarkable
what we're all
because
about.
completely unplanned. We had a chat with our resident theologian only about 20 minutes ago, and we were talking about what it means to be in the image of God. And one of those things being, to be gardeners, to be those who tend the earth is actually kind of a part of our original biblical mandate. And it's very easy to kind of forget that.
Yeah, stewardship. It's a major calling. That's what we were kind of put on this earth to do, to cultivate, to be productive and to be caring and loving towards creation that God's given us. So let's talk about A Rocha in New Zealand. So what do you guys do here? Like, where can we see your works? Like, how can people get involved on the ground? What does it all look like?
Yeah, so we probably have two big components. One is like the real practical conservation. So we really stick to that part of our work is that, hey, in order to talk to people about doing, being involved with anything environmental, let's also show that we do that ourselves. And so the first 10 years of A Rocha in New Zealand, we spend time building conservation projects. So we're part of a big project here at Karioi in Raglan. Where we have a big landscape scale project that we're a part of and helping lead together with the community. We have local groups around the country which are run by volunteers, and they get involved in all sorts of things from stream restoration to forest restoration, pest control, all kinds of things. A big part of our work is education as well. Like I said before, connecting people to nature, getting your hands in the dirt, getting involved in what it actually means. And we really feel that is both practical, but it's also a really spiritual practice. And then in the last kind of 5 to 10 years, like we've always kind of worked with, like you said, theologians and people kind of that are unpacking what does it mean as our role as caretakers and what's the biblical mandate, for us to be part of this work. And so the last 4 or 5 years, we've started a program called Eco Church. And we just recently have had, we've got over 100 churches now involved and signed up as eco churches.
So what does that mean then? What does it mean to be an eco church?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's kind of reimagining what church is all about. It's getting people out of the four walls and into nature, connecting, with God, connecting with the earth, and connecting with their communities.
Like composting toilets and recycled toilet paper and.
Yeah, if that's what you want. I was going to go more around planting trees,
Nice.
maybe, patting a few, fluffy ducks and native birds. But you can do composting toilets too, Kat. So it's kind of, it doesn't tell churches what to do, but hopefully by being part of the program, we're inspiring each other, connecting with each other, and saying, hey, what does this mean for us in this current day and context? Like, how can we take care of the world, the earth, the places that we live? How can we connect with our communities, and how can we reimagine like how we do life now together? And so it's been an exciting journey. Actually, it's seeing lots of Christians kind of feel disconnected, from kind of the world, and coming to church has to be a place where they want to be inspired, and this is one way that they can do that.
I've often kind of struggled actually with the whole concept of being a good steward of the environment, and then meanwhile you're sitting in church and they're handing around like those plastic communion cups which get like thrown away, and you're like, how is this like being a good steward? But I guess the first step is being aware of what you're doing, and then the second step is figuring out how you can be better, how you can improve. And before we go into more detail around, how you can start to do that in your own church and an eco church, I've got to ask you, like, is A Rocha in New Zealand, is it the same over in France? Like, are the philosophies the same? Are the systems the same? Like, what would I expect if I was to go over there and sign up to volunteer? What do you think it would be like?
I mean, so Les Comet in France is a absolutely magical place. It's near the coast of, like from Nice, but right up on top of this mountain, and so you're quite high up. You've got amazing views there, and it's like historical, like a historical place, right? And so like just nature and just the place and the smell and everything about it is magical. So yeah, it's so awesome that you're going. And I think the big differences that actually came to mind is like overseas, they do a heck of a lot less predator control. So in New Zealand, so much of our work is around pest control and planting trees, like to restore our waterways. And we really focus in on those things, and they are really relevant and important in New Zealand. But like we were kind of laughing about just before we started this chat, is like there they do studies on butterflies, and they have like lots of like kind of semi-farmed wild land still around the place that where you'll be staying. And so they do a lot of nature kind of observation and studies. And so it's just feels very peaceful and beautiful. And then they host people for weddings, like because it's this beautiful lawn area and just a place for people to enjoy and visit as well. So
Wow.
yeah, and then there's also like a real community aspect. So a big part of A Rocha's work is doing community. And so that can be at a centre like in France, but it can also be around the kitchen table.
Nice.
So
Well,
in
look
New
at,
Zealand,
yeah.
we tend to do more community around kitchen tables, but we do have places where we meet and gather and have community.
Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss the next video.
We'll see you in the next one.